Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft video every weekday. And today I'm so excited for another Arena Direct, where if we get 6 wins, we win a box of play booster packs, and if we get 7 wins, we win 2 boxes. I am on a mission to prove that this old gamer has still got it. You saw me win that box, and that box, and that box, and that box. But can I win that box? Let's find out. Hopefully, we get some good rares. I do believe from the data that the best place to be is Silverquill. The second best place to be is Prismari. And what kind of rares is this? Holy smokes, everybody. This is some serious play booster nonsense. Prismari, not necessarily the best place to be. I mean, it definitely begs a removal spell, and sealed is much slower, so not a mega bomb, but maybe we can do some damage with it. Someone absolutely stunted on me at a regional championship qualifier and used this guy to cast like literally 5 copies of 2 removal spells. Germination Practicum is among the very best green cards. I think it might be, I just looked at this earlier today, it's like in the top 3. It might be the best green card by game in hand win rate. Vassalhead Scavenger is perfectly respectable. It does require a commitment to green because of the double green pips, but a 4/4 for 3 is just good. Death Touch at that level is not super relevant because like a 4/4, you know, it's going to mostly kill the things that it gets into combat with, and it's already a big investment. But I do think that the card advantage can matter in sealed, being able to bring something back to the battlefield. I will say though, milling yourself 7, you know, you can't always do that in a long game. Aziza, I don't think is where it's at. Petrified Hamlet is nothing. But then below those two, we have 2 of the absolute best cards in the entire format, in draft at least. Practiced Offense is absolutely bonkers. I've been prepping for a standard regional championship tournament, and this card is the nuts in standard as well. Just a massively powerful card, so extremely happy to see that one in our pool. And Moment of Reckoning, I think, is the best card in the draft format. Sealed, I would say, you know, it is in the most winning on average college, but it does require a very substantial commitment to white and black and a good mana base to actually get it out there. Moseo is extremely, extremely strong. Absolutely one of the best black rares. Maybe the best black rare. Pensive Professor, super strong card in any circumstance, basically, although again does require a strong commitment to blue. And finally, Blech, or Blech, I don't really know how to say it. You would rather not be in Witherbloom if you can avoid it. It's definitely the worst college. Having said that, I did just do a video yesterday, deep dive on how to win Golgari with a archetype I call Golgari Get There for when you don't have the power in your pool. But folks, I've got to say, there is absolutely no question about whether this pool has the power to win a box. The only question is, can we assemble these powerful cards into a deck that makes any sense? And are we going to be lucky enough in our games? So let's see what we've got in commons and uncommons. Okay, running through white, we've got an Elite Interceptor. Interjection is one of the cards that is the most worse in sealed than it is in draft, so you should downweight this one. Harsh Annotation, I'm really not looking to play. Triple Quill Blade Laureate. Okay then. How many cards that say double strike can we put in our deck with that practiced offense to boot? And a Shattered Acolyte. So this already gives us 4 1 or 2 drops in white. So if we compare that with a fast color, we can get a highly aggressive deck. I do still think Interjection like can be playable probably, but it's much worse than you're used to in draft, and it's already not really what you're looking to play in draft. Okay, and then some random 3 drops. So very, very, very fast white cards. I actually think Rapier Wit is probably fine in sealed as well, even though I would not play it in draft. Okay, blue is a color where I'm almost hoping not to have good pieces because we only got 1 good card, 1 strong rare in blue. So, you know, one of our weaker colors. But Chase Inspiration, this used to be a top 5 common in the color by win rate, and it's actually fallen back down to earth, where I would consider more reasonable for it. Spell Pierce is a big mover up from draft to sealed, much better in sealed than you're used to. Then there's Flow State, Sleight of Hand, Triple Landscape Painter. Okay. I mean, I think drawing 2 cards is pretty good in sealed, so I don't know, Azorius Aggro, anyone? All 2 drops in white and blue, that could be cool. Muse's Encouragement, also much, much better in sealed than it is in draft. Orisa, Procrastinate, not so high on those. Okay. Actually, Orisa's probably fine. All right, looking at my black. So we do have this Moseo, which makes me really want to play black. We have Double Masterful Flourish, which I quite like as well. Bitter Triumph, very nice to have that removal. Double Wander Off is fantastic. On the Alley Shopkeep, one of the worst commons in the sealed format. I do not recommend playing this card. Double Arcane Omens, let's go. This is like maybe the best card in black or second best or something. And then Sneering Shade Rider, very bad stats on this card, but I actually do not hate it as a win condition. So already I'm feeling like black-white aggro, knowing that I do have that moment of reckoning coming down later on, could be an interesting direction. It is the best college. I have a bunch of 2-drops. I have a bunch of removal. I have some strong cards. Yeah, that could be the place to be. All right, red is definitely another color where I'm kind of hoping to whiff to save good cards for the other colors. Expressive Fire Dancer I don't hate. Rebel Rouser is one of the top commons in the format. Tablet of Discovery, you know, kind of a role player in a very specific deck. You know, Micah, Tackle Artist, Heated Argument, Pigment Wrangler. These are not exactly pulls into a color. So I'm very likely to not be dipping too much into the red fountain here. All right, green though, I did have some pulls into green. So let's see what we're looking at. Oracle's Restoration, one of the bottom cards in the format. Pick Your Poison, I do not hate in sealed. Did a lot of work for me in the regional championship qualifier that I top 2'd. Studious First Year, Noxious Newt, Shopkeeper's Bane, Vaseline Scavenger. I'm happy. I mean, Hungry Graphalon's like the worst common in the format, but I'm well known for loving the Graphalon. Not necessarily looking to play it today, but we do have the stats to do some work here. Okay. Oh yeah, and the fewer Follow the Lumerets you play, the better off you are in sealed in this format. I started high on this card before the set came out, so just in case I haven't talked about it since you heard me say that, it did not play out well. All right, double Inkling Mascot and a Silver Quill Charm. That's kind of nice, right? That's kind of nice. The format's not really about synergy, but I mean, just having more 2-drops in these colors could really help me build a nice aggro deck, and with the amount of interaction that I have, I think the Inkling Mascot could actually end up being good. All right, I don't hate playing the Skywell, Prismari. We've got some pretty good fixing. There's Titan's Grave and then 2 green-blue lands, which could help me with these Arcane Omens if I do end up running them. I do like Blech, or Blech or whatever, but it does need support. Grapple with Death could be nice. It could be nice. Spirit Mascot, Wilt in the Heat, Quandrix Charm, all good cards. Proctor's Gaze, Terrafractal, Double Mage Tower Referee is kind of real, and then a Potioner's Trove. All right, and I don't know, maybe some way I could play Root Manipulation. Okay. So I think we all know basically what I'm supposed to do. So it's somewhere in the Abzan space, right? I'm going to immediately take out red because we just don't have pulls into red. I always feel a little bit bold entirely cutting a color. But in this situation, it's like we have strong pulls into basically every single color except red. And we don't even have any red fixing with which we would splash like one powerful card. So I would say we can just call red Dunzo right here, right now. You heard it here first. Okay. So then I would say I'm most likely to want to live somewhere in the Abzan space. I'm very pulled in the direction of white because white has, I have a copy of, in my opinion, the best common in this format. Maybe the best card in this format in practiced offense. And if you can afford it, the best card, Moment of Reckoning. So then the question is, do I want to go pairing white with black for, let's say, a pretty highly aggressive white-black deck? Like Inkling Mascot, a whole bunch of removal, triple Quillblade Laureate. And that looks like a deck that can just win fast, paired with all of this awesome removal. The other option would be a slower Abzan deck that gets more advantage out of Arcane Omens. Like in Abzan, maybe I could splash green, partly using my 2 green-blue lands. I don't think I'm playing these Mage Tower Referees. I can get a Potioner's Trove plus these 2, and then even potentially have access to 5 colors of mana, because the Potioner's Trove could produce red, one of these could produce blue, and then maybe I'll have green, black, and white mana in the greediest situation, giving me a much higher ceiling on the Arcane Omens. If I cut blue, what am I losing? I mean, Chase Inspiration and Spell Pierce are both pretty nice. Flow State's nice. I kind of like the 2-drop density in that color. Pensive Professor is great. I actually really like, well, I like Muse's Inspiration a whole lot more in Sealed, and Orisa is kind of good. So actually, I should be thinking about blue at least a little bit. So I'm going to look at it in this order. First, the most streamlined Silver Quill deck, just pure white-black aggression. Let's see what that looks like. Then I'm going to probably try something in the Abzan space, maybe base green-black splashing white, something like that. And then I do want to at least consider what something with blue would look like, maybe Quandrix splashing black, something like that. But let's look at white-black first. This is what Silver Quill aggro looks like. It's kind of interesting. So I like Interjection, Masterful Flourish, Silver Quill Charm with the double strikers. That seems quite good. I don't love playing, I'm kind of playing more clunkers than I would want. So in order to hit playables in just the 2 color pair, I do have to put 2 Mage Tower Referees in the deck. And the creature to non-creature balance is not awesome for aggro. I would want to have, like, you know, 16 plus 17 creatures, cut some of this random fluff that's not creatures. And if there's one color that's not contributing quite as much, well, they're both contributing a lot, I guess. But yeah, I mean, imagine that I have a hand that's just like Mage Tower Referee, Shattered Acolyte, Owlin Historian, Rapier Wit, and a few lands or something. It's going to feel really weak, right? I do kind of have to leave the Arcane Omens on the sideboard in this very aggressive build. I mean, one thing I could do is like cut a swamp, play a Titan's Grave, maybe find room for a Potioner's Trove somehow, and then I get to play the 2 Arcane Omens, but I don't think so. I think they're going to be stuck in my hand a lot. So I'm going to keep looking. I do think streamlined white-black deck is way better than a clunky Abzan deck on average, but let's at least take a look at the best Abzan build that I can. I think I really want to avoid this kind of space. It's really hard to see what the main color pair would be, whether it's green-black or green-white even. Like, the thing about green-white, the thing about including white at all is that the best thing about white, I mean, there's the Quillblade Laureate, there's a double white pip spell. So those both require a heavy commitment to white and Elite Interceptor. I mean, you'd prefer all else equal for that to come down earlier. So, I mean, I don't really know whether white should be on the splash, in which case, what's the point? Am I just splashing Practice Offense and Moment of Reckoning? Then the deck starts looking very hollow. So I don't really like leaning green-white or green-black, frankly, which just leaves me back leaning white-black. And then if the white-black deck is highly aggressive, there's no room to be splashing a color. I'm not going to be trying to splash Germination Practicum in my white-black aggro deck, right? It makes no sense, especially a deck that's trying to afford Moment of Reckoning. It is a little sad to open double Arcane Omens and not play them. Germination Practicum is sweet. Additive Evolution is pretty sweet. Black is also nice, but frankly, I think Quillblade Laureate is just a bigger and Elite Interceptor, and especially Moment of Reckoning and Practice Offense. Like, these are just bigger pulls into white specifically. And the removal is a bigger pull into black and Moseo than any single card that I have in green. I also wanted to look at blue-white aggro, and I'll be honest, there's a core of a deck here that I really love, but unfortunately, because there are no gold cards in blue-white, it's not really gonna happen for us. We could try to splash something, but again, it's like you're taking an aggro plan and watering it down with a splash. That's basically just never a good idea. So I'm thinking one small innovation. I might want to go 16 lands. So I'm back on Silver Quill. I might want to go 16 lands and Potioner's Trove, perhaps. And the reason is Potioner's Trove smooths me out for Moment of Reckoning, because whichever one I'm missing, I can afford that pip. And I also think I do want to play the Interjection, because with Double Strike, that could be pretty nasty, like a nice swing in damage. And Potioner's Trove also goes, of course, with Moseo. The more 1-mana tricks you have, the better Potioner's Trove is. It lets you double spell, like on turn 3, play Potioner's Trove and play Elite Interceptor or hold up a combat trick. And yeah, it lets me gain life to be able to bring things back. For Moseo, I have 1, 2, 3, and then Potioner's Trove would make 4 ways of gaining life. So I think that makes it noticeably better. And Moment of Reckoning, bringing back Sneering Shade Rider, if I have a Moseo out, would also do it, though probably you're already winning. I don't know. This is a tough build, but I think basically, I mean, I really do want to pair Quillblade Laureate with the Germination Practicum. That's kind of the main thing that's giving me pause right now. It would be lovely to be able to put counters on my Quillblade Laureates, also with Additive Evolution. But I think I'm going to at least try the streamlined aggro plan. All right, let's try it out. I have just a tiny bit of trepidation about how hard it could be for this deck to deliver lethal, but, you know, hopefully with the amount of double strike that I have going on, I'll find a way. Hopefully. All right, I think I keep, right? I have 8 black sources and a Potioner's Trove in here. Rapier will let me draw a card, and I have a 2-drop. So I think this seems like a very keepable hand. I could, of course, get very badly punished for this decision, but hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, hello, Black Source. Yeah, I don't know. This hand, I am kind of seeing the thing that I was a little bit concerned about, that My deck could be capable of some clunkers, drawing some hands that don't really cohere together. But let's see. Oh, Alan Historian is such a nice draw. That's a very nice draw. Thank you, Alan Historian, for showing up right when I need you. Also a pretty weak card in my deck, but the reason I'm playing this is evasion plus +1/+0 and double strike if I get a Quillblade. So let's see. Maybe there will be one on top. Do I want that land? Honestly, no. Let's let the Rapier Wit try to draw me a land. Looks like they have a Last Gasp or something. That's fine. Masterful Flourish wouldn't save Alan Historian from Last Gasp. Oh, it would save it from Bitter Triumph, so that's too bad. Oh well. Imperious Ink Mage. Alright. Well, I'll tap and stun that and attack. See if I can just keep pushing damage. Oh, Silver Quill Charm. Okay, well in that case, let's just open by attacking. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I'll do the Silver Quill Charm. How am I supposed to understand that move? I don't really want to tap off of Masterful Flourish. So maybe I just do this. I didn't really want to tap off of my Masterful Flourish to invest 2 counters in the Shattered Acolyte. So I'm going to be very ready to tap whatever they play here, honestly, because I'd like to draw a card. That was interesting. That was really interesting. Oh, actually, that's definitely going to get wandered off, huh? Because then it doesn't go to their graveyard. So I don't really need to put a stun counter on it, do I? All right, I'll play a land in with the Acolyte. Let's see. Unless they play blue into Chase Inspiration, I don't think they can deal with my wander off. So let's just see if they give me a little bit more information. If they do play an island and then they have Chase Inspiration, then I'm in trouble. I think I want to spend wander off on the Eternal Student. Usually you want to save your removal as much as possible in sealed. Okay, well that can get Silver Quill Charmed eventually. Adventurous Eater. Put a counter on what exactly? On the Scorn Mage? Okay. Perfectly fine. Do I Silver Quill Charm it now? I don't think so. This does let them gain a life, but I think that's okay. Go to attackers. All right, I think I will exile the student. Another Masterful Flourish, you say? Okay, well in that case, let's just attack. I don't even really need to kill that Scorn Mage with Silver Quill Charm, honestly. So now, yeah, let's do another Masterful Flourish. A Masterful Flourish indeed. And then I'll play a Rehearsed Debater. This does make Silver Quill Charm a little bit worse. I have not gotten them to a very low life total, which I will note is the main point of my deck. And they are getting a lot of surveilling done. I don't know, should I be on green? Maybe. Oh my goodness, Antiquity's on the loose. Well, that's very disappointing. I actually don't think I agree with their decision to put it in the graveyard. I would be much more afraid of 4 spirits. So maybe I do a Quillblade Laureate and attack with the Double Striker. Just give my Rehearsed Debater +1/+0 and attack for 5 Double Strike. If I do that, I'm offering a 2-for-1 essentially. Is that worth it? Maybe I actually offer the Shattered Acolyte trade and also attack with Rehearsed Debater. So play the Quillblade Laureate, target Rehearsed Debater with the Laureate, and this thing becomes a 5/4 Double Striker. Then I get to first strike down whatever they block with. That sounds pretty good. I don't think that the lifelink is as relevant here. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I think I'll do that. I don't think that they're going to take 5. Because if I just attack with if I put this on Shattered Acolyte and attack with Rehearsed Debater and Shattered Acolyte, lets them kill one of my cards, which I'm a little bit less keen on. So in with this card. If I'm them, I'm probably just going to chump. Makes sense. They would be reasonable to assume that they're winning the long game with that Antiquities on the loose, but the thing is, because they milled it, it's just 2 3/3s. Just 2 3/3s. All right, well, that I'll definitely just take. They've been extremely successful at maintaining a high life total, though, which is extremely disappointing to me. So if I attack with Rehearsed Debater, I can make it a 6/6. Basically trading Rehearsed Debater plus Silver Quill Charm. Oh, you know what I can do? If they double block with anything that includes the tokens, I can trade just the charm. I think let's start with a Sneering Shade Rider because I have tempo on them. Rather than just rather than just being mana inefficient and making it so obvious that I have a combat trick. They might just triple block the Rehearsed Debater if I do attack with it. I can take 3. Here, I think I just block the Adventurous Eater. I don't really see a reason not to. I don't think Shattered Acolyte is ever really getting in for damage, so seems like a fine trade. Potioner's Trove, kind of irrelevant, so maybe that's something to learn from. Okay, so suppose that I attack with Rehearsed Debater as well as the Sneering Shade Rider. They could, the best case scenario is that they use their 2 tokens to double block Rehearsed Debater. Then I can exile a token, +1 on my Rehearsed Debater, and kill the other token. Worst case scenario is they double block with like Rehearsed Debater and Eager Glyph Mage. And if they do that, I +2 on my Rehearsed Debater and I get a 2 for 1 instead of a 2 for 0. Or no, sorry, I get a 2 for 2 because I spent the Silver Quill Charm on it. I think I will do that. I think I will attack with both. It just puts pressure on. I'm the one who has a combat trick right now. Okay, so I can take my pick of 2 cards, or I can just put 2 counters on my Sneering Shade Rider and dare them to have an answer for it. Is that a better thing to do? I think probably the crowd control is much more important. So I think I'll exile. Oh, it's power 2 or less, not mana value 2 or less. Okay, my bad. The line that I was thinking of doesn't even work. So I could put 2 counters on this and just straight up kill 2 creatures of theirs. I think let's try that. If they have a removal spell, it's bad, but maybe better for it to hit my Rehearsed Debater. Do I want, is there any way? Yeah, they could like bring the Glyph Mage back. They have so many things that they could bring back from the graveyard. But yeah, maybe I would rather kill the spirits. I guess there is that thing that flickers. Yeah, Ennis. If they have another Ennis, I would want to have killed their Glyph Mage. So that's probably relevant. Bonk, bonk. And I'll go ahead and play a Potioner's Trove, and then I'll gain the life. They do get some damage in on me, but so until they draw a removal spell, I'm winning the race, right? Wow, this is just the battle of the Silver Quill aggro decks, isn't it? Oh, interesting. Well, I can't block that. Oof, that's not good. I would love to get a practiced offense, so no reason to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I draw my bomb, I can play it. Oh, taking some damage. Oh, you get to gain life off of that. Wow, that's unfortunate. I'm also on 16 lands, so I wish that weren't happening. At least my Double Striker can kill the Stone Docent, but it does improve their clock. Well, I'll just snipe that down, I guess. Yeah, Rehearsed Debater is doing a lot of work for them, right? So a Quill Blade off the top would kill them unless they have a removal spell, because I could double strike my Sneering Shade Rider. But I'm almost to the point where I have to start chumping, which is pretty bad. Oh, Menace, that's not good. Bitter Triumph. That's pretty good, right? So I can kill Rehearsed Debater and attack with both here if I want to. Kill Rehearsed Debater, attack with both creatures. I go up to 10. You probably want to block with Scolding Administrator, and we're just in full top deck mode. Yeah, I mean, I think I like the idea where it's such a little resource, and I think they're currently probably definitely winning the race. So I think it's on us to act. So I'll offer the Quillblade Laureate trade. And they can't just take this attack with both and play nothing. This actually puts them Not quite dead to one more turn of Sneering Shade Rider, unfortunately. But I can chump next turn. I'm guessing this is a land. I'm strongly guessing this is a land. Okay. I feel like that's not what they would have done if they had nothing. If they had nothing, like now I'm winning the race if they had nothing. I think they were maybe winning the race if they didn't block. Another land. Holy smokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 lands. I don't know. Maybe Potioner's Trove is just a bad mistake. Do they have like something that gives double strike? Painful. I feel like I'm going to be building my deck differently no matter what after this. Okay, what have you got? Oh, Locust Spray. It couldn't quite save them from the Sneering Shade Rider. I think they probably should not have blocked if they really had nothing. 3-3 and a 2-2. You smack me, I go down to 5. I smack you, you go down to 1. You smack me, I'm dead. There's got to be something better in here. That was too close for comfort. They did have Antiquities on the loose, so hopefully that was one of the tougher matches that we'll face, but I did not like that. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at green-white with a black splash, and I do not know how the mana is supposed to work here. I think this is just a mistake. Like, yes, I love the idea of Germination Practicum on my Coolblade Laureates, but how am I ever going to cast Moment of Reckoning? I probably can't. The Arcane Omens are nice and everything. I also really don't think I have what it takes for green-black with a white splash. So I guess I'll just do another run with this deck and see how it goes. All right, 1-0. On to the next one. All right, it's hard to complain about this hand at least. Feels much nicer than my last one. I guess that's one thing that I didn't think about much is my last hand was not good. I did manage to draw the swamp immediately though, but I guess even then it was still not very good. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. I like curving out 1, 2, 3 though. That's a nice way to go. Oh, but you do have to click on the correct cards. It's a weird little requirement that Magic has, clicking on the right card. Okay. Curving out 1, 2, 3 is very nice, isn't it? We like that. Tome Blast? Ugh. That's annoying. That is frankly not nice. Tome Blast. Wow. Okay. I already feel behind. Because this Tome Blast is eventually going to kill my Elite Interceptor. At least it replaces itself. I also do not have the double white to go Inkling Mascot and then play either of my other 2 spells. Rejoinder would be ideal. Oh, okay. Well, I do then. So, might as well just... yeah, there's no way, even if they play a flash creature. Oh, you know what? If they do play a flash creature like the 2-3, then I would want to have Inkling Mascot out so that when I interjection, then I get a mascot trigger. Minor mistake. Essence Scatter? Oh, it's too bad. What do you have? Prismari Charm? Essence Scatter, okay. Mildly annoying. Wow, they really don't want me to have Inkling Mascots. Well, now I guess I might as well do this. Losing a Rehearsed Debater trigger, unfortunately, but I think drawing the card is just correct. Ugh, wow. I want 16 lands, too. I feel like I keep getting flooded. Well, my card selection is now in the graveyard, and I played my card advantage, so... Oh, okay, then. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't hate Coolblade Laureate here. Also, my opponent maybe had some mana issues. Put that on this guy. Technically, maybe putting it on the Rehearsed Debater would have been kind of cool. But now I can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sounds pretty good. 13. Do I put them to 1? Okay, maybe my deck's pretty good, actually. I don't know, maybe I was supposed to save that until later, but having them at 1 feels pretty commanding. They can't exactly Tome Blast me here. Hopefully they don't play Splatter Technique. 4 damage to everything. That'll be a bit awkward. I don't know, maybe my deck is good. Traumatic Critique, draw a card. Draw 2 cards, sorry. Looking for Impractical Joke, and they didn't find it. All right. I don't know, is my deck good? Should I be on 15 lands? That does not sound correct. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? Like, I played a draw spell and 2 cards that would let me repeatedly surveil, and they managed to kill both of those surveil cards, so I don't think it's a failure in deck building that I was getting flooded on 16 lands and a Potioner's Trove. Yeah, okay. Oh, just keep at it. I do think maybe this Potioner's Trove should be Ulna Alley, but I don't know about that. Ulna Alley's kind of nice because Double Strike and Menace is pretty sweet. Good way of pushing lethal. I wish I had a few more Rehearsed Debaters. Those things wear Double Strike so well. Oh no, are you kidding me? I cannot keep that. That is like a penalty for playing 16 lands, right? There we actually got hit for playing 16. Because you're going to be more likely to be mana screwed, I think. Maybe that's not true, because maybe you have one more option if you're playing 17 to draw only that other color that you have 9 of. I don't know. Tome Blast, you're so rude. Okay, Hardened Academic, that's even ruder. Lifelink is a big game against me. Okay, Wander Off. Nice little find. All right, in with the Laureate. And then play a Rehearsed Debater. Still choked on white. Yeah, my mana is a serious issue. Mana has been an issue every single game. That's got to tell me something. They're thinking a lot about what to Tome Blast. I guess last turn they were thinking about whether to Tome Blast or play Hardened Academic. All right, I think let's get damage while the getting's good. Are they going to discard for lifelink purposes? If I put them down to 10? Let's do this while they're tapped out. They have priority because Hardened Academic always gives you priority. Let's just smack in for 10. Well, we can. Just put them on their back foot. Technically, they could give up a card here very reasonably just to get some life back. Oh, I'm sorry, not 10. 8. I'm dealing 10 damage in there at 18. 8. Now, maybe they'll leave Hardened Academic back for blockers. That'll be kind of nice. I kind of liked playing Quillblade Laureate this turn to give it one more turn before it gets Tome Blasted. How do I feel about First Strike? Oh, it's vaguely annoying. Moseo, hello there, friend. Okay. Do I just attack with both? If I attack with both, they're going to double block. They're going to block the Rehearsed Debater with the Stone Docent. And then I just get a kill on Stone Docent. That's pretty sweet. If I attack with Quillblade Laureate, they can first strike it down with the Joined Researchers, so I don't think I get to do that. Yeah, let's just push some damage while we can. It means I'm not going to play Moseo this turn, but that's probably okay. So if you block with Stone... If you double block, I get a 2-for-1. If you block with this, then I'm going to just kill the Hardened Academic. Technically, this does gain you some HP, which I don't love. But Hardened Academic is also going to gain you HP. So I think this is probably better. Hardened Academic was going to get an extra HP next turn. Do I play the land? I would say there's no reason to. I do feel very fragile now. But technically, if they spend their Tome Blast on Quillblade Laureate this turn... Oh, yeah. That's awkward. And they get card selection. And they Surveil to the top. Youch. Yeah, I don't like that. And they're going up to 10. And I draw a land, a useless land. Well, Moseo is a good card, but I would love... Silver Coal Charm would be, like, ideal here. Moment of Reckoning, I wouldn't complain too much about. Maybe I wasn't supposed to give them the opportunity to Tome Blast my Moseo. Yeah, I'm feeling so weak about my deck. Every game is so much closer than it should be. But the other thing is I keep not... Oh, that's interesting. I keep not ripping Practiced Offense or Moment of Reckoning, which are two of the main reasons that I'm in this color pair. So that's kind of frustrating. That's definitely very frustrating. But, you know, I mean, I'm not seeing my card selection, so it kind of makes sense that that's what's going on. Yeah, I should be probably in the Abzan space. I don't think blue-white aggro makes sense. I'll just take this. My out here is fine Practiced Offense, right? They have, like, all the value on me. I also do keep getting, like, genuinely flooded. Drawing more lands than non-lands in my 18-lander. All right. I'll attack with the Quillblade Laureate. I'll chump something with a Pest next turn, probably. I'm probably just dead here, actually. But I can't attack with anything else, and I really don't think I'm supposed to just completely sit on my hands and let this Quillblade Laureate go off on me. I I do play the land, because then if I draw Moment of Reckoning, then I can cast it next turn. That's like the way to win. If the top card in my deck is Moment of Reckoning. So if I take it, then I straight up die to Tome Blast. 5 damage to me and then 2 damage to the face, so I have to chump. I mean, it's just so bad. Playing Mage Tower Referee, I should have known the moment that I put Mage Tower Referee in my deck that something was going wrong. I'm basically just trying to find Moment of Reckoning at this point. Yeah, their deck is just so much better than mine on average. So what do you do now? You get to shoot something for 4. I chump. I don't think you can kill me this turn. Oh, you can. Okay, got it. You just Tome Blast the 2/1. Yeah, kind of felt like my deck sucked. Okay, let's try Abzan, I guess. I don't think blue-white aggro is where it's at. I don't think anything in the... I don't think red is anything. Ugh, I would like to get some gems back. Wow, I have not drawn Moment of Reckoning or Practiced Offense one time in this event. That's kind of an issue for my game plan. All right, every bone in my body says that this is a much worse deck, but the game plan here is just put every single good card in my deck into one deck. I mean, every good card in my pool. I'm leaving out, I guess, Pensive Professor. That's kind of it. What's my plan for affording all these double green pips and the Moment of Reckoning? Shrug. I mean, basically the idea is try to find Potioner's Trove in a swamp or Titan's Grave in a swamp, something like that. But essentially, the actual thought process behind this is in situations where something is just not working, your intuition has clearly not been right, you might as well try to learn, right? You might as well use this as a learning opportunity. Because how often do we get to play sealed for stakes in a real environment? So I might as well learn. If I don't think I'm going to get a box with the other deck, let's just try to learn. And I'm already learning that, well, this might not have been my best idea. So now, of course, I see Moment of Reckoning in my opener. That's true. I did get Practiced Offense in an opener in a previous hand and only black mana. So I think you just trust in the deck, right? I have 2 2-drops. If I draw a swamp, I can do a pretty gross Arcane Omens. I don't know how good the average hand is going to be in this deck. I think let's just try to get lucky. That always works for me, right? I mean, you know, Quillblade Laureates can do a lot of damage. I do have a lot of 3-drops in my deck, and I can play the vast majority, if not all of them, with green and white mana. That's the thing. Green and white are my main colors. It's just that I happen to draw 2 of my black cards. But I do have a lot of black cards, in fairness. So turn 2 Quillblade, turn 3 Quillblade, and we're just on the offense. Spirit Mascot. Okay. Okay, well, in that case, I might just go Elite Interceptor, draw, see if I can't find a swamp. Swamp would be pretty nice, right? Tap that guy down. I don't hate Forest, I guess. I kind of hate Forest here. So next turn, I can go Forest, Quillblade Laureate, 2-fold Intent on the Interceptor, and crack in for a chunk of damage, or not. Oh, they kept it on top. Wow. Wander off. Yeah. I mean, what did I say? I knew that this was a worse deck. Also a sketchy hand. I think I'll offer the trade, honestly. I think I will offer the trade. I'm basically just trying to do a little bit of population control here. And also, this lets me trade Quillblade Mascot for the Spirit Mascot next turn if I want to. Quillblade Laureate, I mean. Okay, I could just get some damage in. It's kind of nice. Okay, what did you keep on top? Ink-Shaped Demonstrator. That's a good one. Lifelink is probably a big game here. Yeah, we're definitely running out of time for Arcane Omens to matter. I want to go back to my aggro deck. Maybe I overreacted to getting unlucky with the aggro deck, honestly. That's probably what happened. I do sometimes have a tendency to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black sources in my deck. Wow, everyone has Hardened Academic today. Oh, okay. That can happen. That can happen. At least I have lifelink, right? Arcane Omens does not matter anymore, and Moment of Reckoning is never going to get cast. The way that this game is headed. Wander off. I guess I should have mulliganed, right? I guess I should have mulliganed, folks. Pretty inglorious end to a pretty inglorious run. All right, in with the Shattered Acolyte. I don't know. I should have known better than to try this build, to be honest. I probably shouldn't have panicked and should have just kept going with the Silver Quill, but I don't think it was going to win a box. The thing is, like, if I could have been drawing Moment of Reckoning and drawing Practiced Offense, I had a very good deck. But in the absence of any of those cards, it left so much to be desired. So the way out of this is draw Swamp. Okay. I'm just going to die to the Flyers is the really annoying thing. I actually am pretty much out of time to not die to the Flyers, right? I have 2 turns left, even if I draw Swamp next turn. Then I have 3 turns. Well, next turn doesn't count. And you have interaction in your hand, yeah. Being down, this is essentially a mulligan to 3, right? Being down 3 cards. Okay. They know that they can get lifelink at any time, so they don't care about their life total. They have 2 different lifelink outlets. Yeah, I just needed a deeper pool of black or white commons, I think. So if I can draw Swamp right now, like literally this turn, then I actually do have a hope. A minor hope, but a hope. That's just so depressing. I'm literally dead to the Flyers. Okay, well, hey, at least I get to do the thing, right? How do you like that? Well, that was one of my most depressing arenadirect runs in a while. I'll look back at the pool right after this. I probably should have mulliganed that hand, but really the Abzan deck was just clearly wrong. I knew it when I went for it, and I went for it for the learning experience, and what we learned is, yes, I was right that it was the wrong decision. I mean, pretty depressing. Like, I had 2 of the best cards in the format, for sure. Moment of Reckoning and Practiced Offense. But the issue was, when I fit them into a white-black shell, I just had essentially no card selection and essentially no card draw, and also a low creature count. So whether I did this like Potioner's Trove thing or not, the fact that I was looking at 13 creatures, 12 non-creatures, or 11 non-creatures meant that I was not really consistently applying pressure. I never saw the Moment of Reckoning. I literally didn't draw it. I only drew the Practiced Offense in a hand that couldn't cast it, and Moseo was not very well supported. So I did draw it and cast it, but again, not so well supported. It was actually useful for winning a game, though. And the Inkling Mascots, like the card selection were like Inkling Mascots, Rapier Whip, which is not good card draw, Elite Interceptor, which is not good card draw. Coldblade Laureate was very strong, but then after that, you just had so many clunkers. I don't know. Was I supposed to be like Prismari or something? Chase Inspiration, Sleight of Hand, Spell Pierce. There's like something in here with like Flow State, Triple Landscape Painter, Pensive Professor, Muse Encouragement. Kind of liked that, the white red, the white blue, but it fell way short. What about Quandrix? That's the one that I thought about and never tried. Dang, 2 and 2, not even getting any gems back. With a very lucky open. What about this? Is this where I was supposed to go? Yeah, maybe I got beguiled by white. I mean, look. Practiced Offense and Moment of Reckoning are not good when you don't draw them. So I can't really overlearn the lesson that you shouldn't follow your Practiced Offense and your Moment of Reckoning when I had a, you know, some card selection and some card draw, not a terrible amount for an aggro deck, and I just never saw them. I think it would have taken a lot of guts and been a very strange decision, frankly, to go with a build like this when I had triple Cloudblade Laureate practiced offense and a Moment of Reckoning in my pool and a whole bunch of good black removal. And then what do I do? Like maybe sideboard, or not sideboard, splash, Grapple with Death, Bitter Triumph, Moseo. Yeah, I think I just didn't have the depth there, honestly, in creature count, specifically in Silver Quill. The pool wanted me to be Silver Quill, but I just didn't have the creature count. And, you know, sometimes that happens. And the other thing is, like, I do think I had some pretty bad luck in the games. I think the main mistake that I made, if I could go back and do this all over again, I should have just stuck with the Silver Quill build. I knew that Abzan build was not gonna, that the mana was not gonna work out, and I did it anyways. I should have just tried to get some of my gems back by getting lucky with a Silver Quill roll, even though I knew I wouldn't get a box. So that's what I regret. I would say stick to your guns a little bit more than I did. That's the main learning from this video. Oh, they can't all go swimmingly, right? That was disappointing because I opened so much power in my pool, but as far as I can tell, it just didn't cohere into a deck. So I'll try again tomorrow. Until then, have tons of fun playing Magic and better luck winning a box than I had.